Hey guys, this is homework help for September the 17th. We've been working on place value, um, and specifically over the last couple of days, we've been working on the expanded form, the word form, or sometimes it's called number names, and of course the numeral form. Let's take a look at number 5 in your homework, which asked you to write the word form or number name for the number that you see here, which is 17,928. The thing that you have to remember is that when you're writing the word or number name, all we have to do is think about how we would say that. And then once we say that, we need to write those words down. We will not use any numbers to express it in word form. So if we read this number, we will look at that in this section we see we have 3 digits, then a comma, and then 2 more digits. So we know that this is separated into 2 sections here, and we call these periods. This period is the ones. Do you remember that? Of course. And then, of course, the other period here, after the comma, the next period over, is our thousands. Okay. And I'm going to abbreviate that. Okay, so this is our thousands. All right, so then that helps us in reading, and then, of course, reading, if we can read it, then we can write that number. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So we're going to read just like we read in a book. We read from left to right. So in this case, we want to read that number that's in that section for thousands. So that is 17. And then, of course, we want to name the period that that amount is in, which is thousands. 17,000. Okay. Then we have a comma. And then we look at the next section and read that number, which is 928. 928. And if you notice, I didn't say ones. It's understood in that last period that it is the ones period. So we don't have to signify that with ones. It's understood. Okay? So when you're having to write the word form, think of how you would say it and then write those words. If you notice, there are no numbers in the word form. Hence, that is what's called word form. Let's take a look at if we have to do the numeral form. If they have a If they have it written in word form for us and they ask us to write the numeral for it, such as in number 8, okay, so we want to write the number for this. Again, we want to look at the sections we have. So we see here there's 1 comma here, so there's a section here, and then there's also a section here, or period. This period is the ones. This period is the, of course, thousands. Of course, it states that, so you know exactly where it should go. Okay. And it's written right there in the period. So let's go ahead and start writing this. So if we wrote this, this would be 26,000, comma, 710. So this is the numeral form for the word form. Now, one more form that you really didn't have any practice with your homework, but I wanted to touch on, is the expanded form. And the expanded form, let me correct my spelling there. The expanded form is simply the the expression of each value of each digit. All right. So in this number 63,497, we are going to find the value of each digit. Okay. So the value of the 7 is in the ones, so it would have a value of 7. The 9 is in the tens place, so the value of the 9 is, since it's in the tens place, would be 9 tens, and if we count by 10, 9 times 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. The 4 is in the hundreds place, so we would count 4 100ths, which equals to 400. The 3 is in the thousands place, so therefore we have to count 3 1,000ths, which would be 3,000. And then the 6 is in the 10,000s place, so we're counting by 10,000s, and therefore 6 10,000s, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000. Okay. And of course, we would put all these together, and we know in math that we use the addition sign to show that we are going to join these together, and when we do, we'll equal the amount there. So expanded form is basically breaking down, you're breaking down the number by its place value. Okay. Each individual place value. A tip that you can do that we talked about in class, if you have a number that you do not know the place value of that digit, so if we had the number 345,857 and we were looking at the 3 and we were trying to figure out what the value of that 3, remember, our tip was that we can write a 1 underneath that place value we're interested in. Then for every other digit, we can write a 0. So a 0 for the 4, 0 for the 5, a 0 for the 8, 0 for that 5, and a 0 for that 7. And now we can easily see that the place that the 3 is in the 100,000s place. And of course the 3 tells us we have 3 of these. So if we wanted to count them up, we would count 3 100,000s. So that's 100,000, another 100,000, and then another 100,000. And of course that's an easy one because that would just be 300,000. All right, I hope this has been beneficial for your homework. If you have any questions, make sure you write them down and have them ready for class tomorrow. Don't forget, a place value test on everything we've done in place value will be on Friday, so start now to be prepared. Have a great evening.